Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2024, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Well-being. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions. Today is commemorated as World Press Freedom Day on every year on 3rd May. A press for the planet, journalism is a face of environmental crisis. In 2024, World Press Freedom Day is dedicated to the importance of journalism and freedom of expression in the context of the global environmental crisis. Awareness of all aspects of the global environmental crisis and its consequences is essential to build democratic societies. Journalistic work is indispensable for this purpose. Journalists encounter significant challenges in seeking and disseminating information on contemporary issues such as supply chain problems, climate migration, extractive industries, illegal mining, pollution, poaching, animal trafficking, deforestation, or climate change. Ensuring the visibility of these issues is crucial for promoting peace and democratic values worldwide. In the context of the world's triple planetary crisis, climate change, biodiversity loss, and air pollution, misinformation campaigns challenge knowledge and scientific research methods. Attacks on the validity of science pose a serious threat to pluralistic and informed public debate. Indeed, misleading and false information about the climate change can, in some cases, undermine the international efforts to address them. Misinformation about environmental issues can lead to a lack of public and political support for climate action. Effective policies and the protection of vulnerable communities affected by climate change, as well as of women and girls, as climate change tends to exacerbate existing inequalities. To achieve sustainable development, it is necessary for journalists to report accurately, timely, and comprehensively on environmental issues and their consequences, as well as possible solutions. This requires a comprehensive strategy that includes preventing and protecting against crimes committed against journalists, ensuring the rights to freedom of expression, freedom of scientific research, and access to key sources of information, in addition to combining disinformation, misinformation through journalism, promoting plurality, diversity, and viability of media, especially regional, local, indigenous, and or community-based media, ensuring that governance of digital platforms foster the transparency of technology companies, their accountability, due diligence, user empowerment, and content moderation and curation based on international human rights standards, as indicated in UNESCO's guidelines for the governance of digital platforms. Promoting media and information literacy programs to empower users with skills to engage and think critically in the digital environment. When we look at the origins and the purpose of this day, World Press Freedom Day was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in December 1993, following the recommendation of UNESCO's General Conferences. Since then, 3rd May, the anniversary of Declaration of the Windhoek, is celebrated worldwide as World Press Freedom Day. After 30 years, the historic connection made between the freedom to seek, impart, and receive information and the public good remains as relevant as it was the time of its signing. Special commemorations of the 30th anniversary are planned to take place during the World Press Freedom Day International Conference. May 3rd acts as a reminder to governments of the need to respect commitment to press freedom. It is also a day of reflection among media professionals about issues of press freedom and professional ethics. It is an opportunity to celebrate the fundamental principles of press freedom, assess the state of press freedom throughout the world, defend the media from attacks on their independence, and pay tribute to the journalists who have lost their lives in the line of duty. As the United Nations agency with a specific mandate to promote the free flow of ideas by word and image, UNESCO works to foster free, independent, and pluralist media in print, broadcast, and online. Media development in this mode enhances freedom of expression. It contributes to peace, sustainability, poverty eradication, and human rights. Created in 1997, the annual prize honors a person, organization, or institution that has made an outstanding contribution to the defense and or promotion of press freedom anywhere in the world, especially when achieved in the face of danger. The prize is named in the honor of Guillermo Cano Izaza, a Colombian journalist who was assassinated in front of the office of his newspaper, El Espectador, in Bogota, Colombia, in 1986. Freedom of expression is a human right. Freedom of expression is a fundamental right as stated in the Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. The right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. Media freedom and access to information feed into a wider development objective of empowering people. Empowerment is multidimensional, social, and political process that helps people gain control over their own lives. This can only be achieved through access to accurate, fair, and unbiased information, representing a plurality of opinions and the means to actively communicate vertically and horizontally, and thereby participating in the active life of the community. However, in order to make freedom of expression a reality, there must be a legal and regulatory environment that allows for an open, pluralistic media sector to emerge, a political will to support the sector, and rule of law to protect it, laws ensuring access to information, especially information in the public domain, and the necessary media literacy skills among news consumers to critically analyze and synthesize the information they receive to use it in their daily lives and to hold the media accountable to its action. These elements, along with the media professionals adhering to the highest ethical and professional standards designed by the practitioners, serve as a fundamental infrastructure on which freedom of expression can prevail. On the basis, media serves as a watchdog, civil society engages with authorities and decision makers, information flows through and between communities. Freedom of information, the fuel that drives engine is information, and therefore access to information is critical. Freedom of information laws, which permit access to public information, are essential, but so are the means by which information is made available, be it through ICTs or simple sharing of documents. Information can change the way we see the world around us, our place in it, and how to adjust our lives in order to maximize the benefit available through our local resources and resources. Fact-driven decision-making can significantly alter our political, social, and economical perspectives. Therefore, open and pluralistic media are perhaps most precious when they simply provide the mirror for society to see itself. These moments of reflection are instrumental in defining community objectives, making course corrections when society or its leaders have lost touch with each other or gone astray. The right to access information can be interpreted with the legal frameworks that support freedom of information as it applies to information held by public bodies, or in a wider sense to encompass both access and circulation of information held by other actors, where it becomes intrinsically linked to freedom of expression. Freedom of information and the transparency it promotes has a direct consequences on fighting corruption, which in turn has a tangible impact on development. Former World Bank President James Wolfensohn often identified government corruption as a primary hindrance to development and an independent media sector as the number one tool to fight public corruption. Ensuring freedom for media around the world is a priority. Independent, free, and pluralistic media and central to good governance in democracies that are young and old. Free media can ensure transparency, accountability, and the rule of law, promote participation in public and political discourse, and contribute to the fight against poverty. An independent media sector draws its power from the community. It serves, in turn, empowers that community to be a full partner in the democratic process. Freedom of information and freedom of expression are the founding principles for open and informed debate. New technology will continue to evolve and allow citizens to further shape their media environments as well as access a plurality of sources. The combination of access to information and citizen participation in media can only contribute to an increased sense of ownership and empowerment. Journalism is a public good. Independent journalism, the kind that favors public interest over the political, commercial, or factional agendas, is in peril. The rapid erosion of the business models underpinning media sustainability has deepened a crisis in the freedom and safety of journalists around the world. UNESCO's World Trends in Freedom of Expression and Media Development Global Report 2021-22 compiles compiles the grim evidence that journalism can no longer be taken for granted and outlines action for the global community to act swiftly to protect and promote press freedom and public access to free, independent, and pluralistic news media. We'll just watch a short video.
When you're covering humanitarian crises, journalistic information is often a matter of life and death.
Between 2010 and 2019, close to 900 journalists were killed because they're journalists.
Around the world, the COVID pandemic gave an excuse to crack down on press freedom.
Journalism doesn't have the revenues that it needs to do the kind of serious journalism, investigative reporting that is necessary.
Lies, laced with anger and hate, spread faster and further than facts.
Y reportes como el reporte de UNESCO ponen la lupa en el lugar que corresponde. Muestran que lo que puede parecer normal en una sociedad que no protege la libertad de expresión, en realidad no es normal.
We can be optimistic about the future of journalism because more and more people are realizing how important it is.
Today is also commemorated as International Wild Koala Day. In the honor of koalas, the majestic representative of the wombat family are mainly found in remote parts of Australia. Recognizable by their large heads, fluffy ears, and tailless body, koalas are considered to be the symbol of Australia. It's been a rough couple of years of the koalas. Yearly wildfires and rampant deforestation have exterminated more than 10 million koalas within a decade. International Wild Koala Day raises awareness and fights for their survival. International Wild Koala Day celebrates koalas as marsupial native of the Australian continent. The day brings environmentalists, wildlife activists, and the conservationists together in the movement for the protection and preservation of koala habitats. Koalas deserve to be celebrated every day. While they are native and unique to Australia, the quest to save them has to be global. International Koala Day appeals to the entire world to come to the aid of koalas. Australians celebrate the day by planting trees, implementing ways to combat global warming, wearing gum leaf t-shirts, and sharing the unique features of koalas. Koalas are one of the top 10 species most at risk due to climate change. A 2-degree increase in global temperature will be a catastrophic for the koalas. The 2020 bushfires accentuated the need for concentrated initiative regarding koalas, which impacted millions of koalas. International Wild Koala Day raises awareness about the grave issues that threaten the survival of koalas. Koalas can only survive in thick eucalyptus forests. This unique predicament to their survival is the biggest threat to their existence. The annual observation brings people together as they share their love and appreciation for this beautiful species. Koalas are warm, friendly, extremely delightful. They have been a part of this planet for over 25 million years. They do not deserve to go extinct on our watch. This celebration gives us an opportunity to refocus our priorities and put our resources into our fight against these issues that threaten their existence. Today is also commemorated as Kentucky Oaks in US. The race was founded by Lewis Clark Jr. in 1875. The Kentucky Oaks, along with the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness Stakes, is one of the most popular thoroughbred horse races in the United States. The Longinus Kentucky Oaks is strictly a female horse race for 3-year-old fillies. It remains one of the oldest continuously contested sporting events in the history. Today is also commemorated as Lumpy Rug Day in US. This day holds a few different interpretations. For some, it could be a time to clean or replace those worn out rugs, while for others, it's a time to appreciate our old comforting rugs. And for other people, the rug may be metaphorical, and the straightening out lumps may mean getting out of the habit of sweeping issues under the proverbial rug. Whatever the day means to you, it's time to let go of the old and invite in the new. Today is also commemorated as National Chocolate Custard Day in US. Custards are one of the most versatile desserts you will ever find, and they are the perfect way to satisfy a craving for something sweet. Some people call this dessert chocolate pudding, but whatever the name may be, it does take away from the tastiness of this dish. Custards have been around since the Middle Ages and have satisfied many a sweet tooth ever since. While the most common custards are plain or vanilla flavored, chocolate custard provides an even more delicious on the tradition. Today is also commemorated as National Garden Meditation Day in US. It is a practice of taking time out from one's hectic routine and going to the garden, picking a nice spot and then meditating to relax your mind and body. Meditation gardens are exclusively designed to cut you off the world outside and allow you to focus on your inner peace. They are natural spaces with natural triggers like gentle trickles of water, which help you calm your mind and help you focus. The day provides a reminder that people need a time out now and then to relax, be rejuvenated, and get in touch with nature. Today is also commemorated as National Justice Day, seeks to honor all those who answer to the name justice. And inform us the popularity and variations of the name. Justice is one of those words everyone has heard of it, but is confused of something else. It is an English name that means just, righteous, or upright. It is surprising that even with its wholesome and honorable meaning, there aren't many people bearing it. Today is also commemorated as National No Pants Day. While these pants were typically worn during horse riding, over the years, pants have changed in purpose and material. From equestrian to labor and fashion purposes to wool denim materials, distressed jeans are in fashion, and every person has more than one pair. So the first instance of National No Pants Day is said to have started in Austin, Texas during 1980s. A club at the University of Texas named the Knighthood of Burr wanted to celebrate freedom from conforming to society at the end of the semester. After finishing their finals, they pulled their pants down and walked around in their undergarments. Although this began as a college prank, the tradition continued until 2000, when states throughout the United States and in other countries such as Canada, Britain, and Australia started catching on to this day and wanted to participate in it as well. Today is also commemorated as National Paranormal Day in US. Do you believe in ghosts? Where you are a skeptic or psychic, National Paranormal Day is the day for you. Grab your OGA board on May 3rd and let's start communicating with the great beyond. I'm breaking through. I'm bending spoons. I'm keeping flowers in full bloom. I'm looking for answers from the great beyond. By Peter Buck, Michael Stipe from REM. If you have ever experienced something beyond the norm or had an inexplicable otherworldly happening, you have stumbled onto the right day. National Paranormal Day is for those fascinated to be the unknowable other side. If you don't know your normal form, your paranormal, don't worry, you can still celebrate. Just head online to learn about the movies, documentaries, and science fiction that deal with this subject. And fear not, we have everything you need. Chill with the paranormal entities hanging out in your room and spot UFOs on National Paranormal Day on May 3rd. Just like any paranormal activity, no one knows the origin. The only thing we do know is that it was created in 2013, but the truth is out there and we may find out one day. The universe is packed with all sorts of oddities, dimensions, and great unknowns. Simply put, any occurrence that cannot be explained by logic or science is more or less classified as paranormal. Because it falls outside the realm of normal, vampires, ghosts, Bigfoot, and more, there are ever-increasing encounters with the paranormal around the world. Even something as small as déjà vu can be considered paranormal. People have been experiencing sensations and witnessing the inexplicable for centuries now. However, documentation of these mystifying phenomena only began a few hundred years ago. The man best known for collecting paranormal anecdotes is American writer Charles Fort. Some have even declared him the father of modern paranormalism. He compiled approximately 40,000 notes on paranormal experiences. These compilations include reports of events such as teleportation, frogs falling from the sky, strange substances, unexplainable explosions, crop circles, leviation, UFOs, and appearances and disappearances of mysterious beings. Most likely, Fort was also the first person to hypnotize or hypothesize the strange appearances of otherworldly entities and the disappearance of people by alien abduction. As unexplainable as they are, these ideas are becoming increasingly common, with hundreds of reports filed every year regarding extraterrestrial beings. However, no matter how much evidence there is and the number of reports submitted by people who have first-hand experiences, the absence of empirical evidence makes these events difficult to investigate scientifically. Paranormal activity has also been an intriguing subject in the entertainment industry. In 1993, The X-Files, debuted on television, became a cult classic. Before that, The Twilight Zone set a benchmark for strange occurrences in 1959. The more recent years, the first movie of Paranormal Activity series was released in 2007 and received worldwide accolades for its unique film technique. Today is also commemorated as National Public Radio Day in US. This day is set aside to celebrate public radio stations and community radio organizations that have come a long way in forming, entertaining, and shaping our local communities. This holiday seeks to remind our internet-loving society of the importance of radio. Today is also commemorated as National Raspberry Popover Day in US. It acknowledges a simple dessert treat similar to British Yorkshire pudding, but is in a class of its own. The humble raspberry popover, also known as raspberry tart, takes its new name from how it bakes and pops over the edges of the baking pan. Made from flour, eggs, milk, butter, salt, and raspberries, the raspberry popover is enjoyed best at breakfast, for which it is usually made sweet. Today is also commemorated as National Sun Architect Day in US. It was founded to recognize the systems as well as the men and women who keep the US data and IT infrastructure safe. Most of these professionals work in relative obscurity. A company's management usually doesn't disclose who's the people involved in organizing all those voluminous data networks and their security are, unless there has been a massive data breach. This is the day we commend those who labor in obscurity to help organizations run smoothly. A SAN, Storage Area Network, is a network of storage devices with a shared pool of storage space that can be accessed by many computers or servers. Each computer on the network can access the storage on SAN as if they were local disk connected directly to the computer. These are two types of SAN architecture, storage-centric and network-centric. Alongside it, SAN is made up of three core components: the host layer, the system and devices that use the SAN service as the servers and computer on the network, and the interfaces such as fiber channel and the host bus adapter that enable connectivity between the host and SAN infrastructure, and the storage layer, what the physical storage drives are called. Today is also commemorated as National Space Day in US. It was created to inspire all of us in the pursuit of knowledge and progress. There's so much going on in the universe. It definitely deserves a day to reflect on everything. Though it's unlikely you will be able to celebrate in outer space, you can still take part in your own corner of the universe with our gravity defying facts, figures, and ideas for getting involved in National Space Day. Today is also commemorated as National Specially Able Pets Day in US to encourage people to adopt, love, and support differently abled pets. Owners of differently abled pets participate in the celebration by sharing their experience of caring for a specially abled pet and the challenges and breakthroughs of the journey. The holiday, formerly known as Disabled Pets Day, educates the public about caring for disabled animals and their special needs. A disabled pet can add tremendous joy to your life. National Specially Abled Pets Day provides an opportunity to consider adopting a specially abled animal and learn about its special needs. Navigating life as specially abled can be almost fatal. So surviving in the wild with a broken limb or lack of vision results in almost immediate death. You can change the course of their life by bringing them into comfort of your home. The day honors the guardians who care for specially abled pets and sheds light on the challenges that come with the taking on such responsibility. The journey is not easy, but it is worth it, says Colin Page, who dedicated May 3rd as National Specialty Abled Pets Day in 2006. The experiences with specially abled pets can be different for all people. People get to learn the intricacies of raising a pet in challenging circumstances while keeping up with their daily needs. Disability in pets is not uncommon and can be caused by several reasons, including old age, diseases, injuries, and so on. With love and care, they can move past their conditions and live their best lives. Pets with disabilities are unfairly overlooked when it comes to adoption. When bringing a pet home, think about the change in scenery and the measures that you can take to make their stay as peaceful and as resourceful as possible. The goal of the day is to raise awareness of how great company of a pet, regardless of its limitations, can be for the people. Today is also commemorated as National Textile Day in US. When the word textile comes to mind, the public thinks in terms of fashion and clothing. But textiles are much more than that. Carpets, curtains, rugs, and more, we are surrounded by textiles. They consist of natural and man-made fibers and come in colors in every hue under the sun. On this day, we aim to educate and remind people of the uses of textiles in our day-to-day lives, not just in fashion and clothing, but endless possibility of creativity and design it presents us. Today is also commemorated as National Two Different Colored Shoes Day in US. This day was created to encourage us to embrace our uniqueness and put it on display. It was created by Dr. Arlene Kaiser, a public speaker and educator who takes being unique seriously. The day was first celebrated in 2009 as a way to recognize and celebrate human diversity. On this day, you should put a different colored shoe on each foot just to show your acceptance of our differences as humans. Don't be afraid to stand up. Today is also commemorated as Sunday in US. International Sun Day is celebrated every year on May 3rd. Many people think that the sun started it all. However, we all can agree that the sun provides light and warmth to Earth. On Sunday, we honor the lone star that illuminates our world, but we also underline the immense energy potential that we have yet to completely realize. This annual day was established in 1978 by former US President Jimmy Carter to promote solar energy as a viable and environmentally friendly source. Today is also commemorated as Wordsmith Day. This day celebrates the weavers of words. If you have ever read something and it's stuck in your head, or you had to go back to soak the words in, then you have experienced the joys of carefully crafted words. Books, articles, and dialogues in movies have all inspired people. That is all thanks to the wordsmiths. Let us dive into the magical world of words and appreciate the people who work with them. The term wordsmith is derived from the ancient phrases like blacksmith, goldsmith, silversmith, and locksmith, all of which refer to a high level of competence and expertise in a particular technique. Wordsmiths possess mastery in the use of words and are in the profession of weaving words like magic and leave an imprint on others. So let's take a closer look at this genesis of the term wordsmith. It is easy to see how this word came to be associated with those who work with words to generate new things. If you break it down into the terms word and smithing, according to the Encyclopedia Britannica, smithing is the process of creating metalwork for manufacturing or repair. It is sort of forging something anew from metal bars that comes to mind when we think about this old trade. Authors twist and mold words to form thoughts and ideas, much like blacksmith does with iron or steel while creating a new tool or piece of jewelry. The language used to express the creative mind of a writer might simply be translated artistic component, craft, and creation of something out of ordinary. In Egypt in 1350 BC, the earliest known evidence of blacksmithing was discovered, and smiths were known to keep their secrets hidden, much like prolific authors, also known as wordsmiths, do now. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us on this special occasion. So we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form before you leave the platform. So from tomorrow onwards, we have an international conference spread over a week. It focuses on voting and elections and different process of awareness and campaign related to elections, voting, and the entire process from registration to casting of votes and declaration of results, the entire process. And the basic objective of this conference is to increase the voting percentage and inculcate interest in voting so that more people get into voting habit and also promote free and fair elections. So we request everyone to come up with innovative ideas, creative solutions, and also compare and see what are the existing initiatives that has been taken up by various government, public, private, and NGOs. Those are working in similar causes. So it's a wonderful opportunity. And moreover, there is another beautiful opportunity. You can share your own experiences as a first-time voter. What were your efforts? You know, the kind of experiences when you have first time registered as a voter and the process and what was the experience while you were going through the process and the first time when you have voted and so on. So there is no hard and fast rules, but the overall objective of this conference is to enhance the experience and also make it more enjoyable and also enhancing the pride of voting and being voted on the election day. So let's see what are the various challenges and how we could improve and motivate the voters to join on these elections. So this is like an open platform. You can come with your own subjective experiences or objective or a combination of both, or a theoretical framework or a strategical or methodological solutions or strategies how we could improve this voting percentage and at the same time conduct free and fair elections. So from tomorrow onwards, the platform is open for everyone, irrespective of their age, discipline, their domain. Everyone can join, share their experiences, and make it more memorable. So thank you once again, everyone. See you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. with the same joining link. Take care. Good night.